On this episode, I decided to have Isaiah Lopez be the co-host. He's our manager at Emerald Coast Bait and Tackle. He's been working for us for 4 years now, and we've built a great friendship, work relationship. So getting to take him offshore outside of his normal fishery back in the bay for redfish, I was pretty excited. He's never caught a blackfin tuna, so we're looking forward to getting out there and trying to get him on one. Going into this day of fishing, the tuna bite on these ledges has been great for the past couple weeks. We're coming up into this full moon on the back side of it. The fishing's changed a little bit. It went from an all-day bite and lots of people catching them to a later bite and people staying out all day and putting the time and effort into it. We had reports from the day before that it was a bite between 2 and 4 o'clock, but you never know when they're gonna bite, so I wanted to spend the whole day out there, and we were willing to stay out there late into the afternoon if we needed to make it happen.
Captain Josh messaged me about a week ago and asked me if I wanted to be a part of going coastal this week, going tuna fishing offshore. And there's nothing more than I want to do to get out there with Josh and go tuna fishing. It sounds great.
You ready to get after it?
Let's do it.
Pretty morning.
Pretty morning. What are we doing today?
We're gonna start off, try to get a bunch of fresh slide bait, good herrings, hopefully, some cigar minnows, maybe some hardtails.
Okay.
That offshore bite trolling's been pretty good still. Blackfin tunas, occasional yellowfin.
Some wahoo?
A couple buddies caught a wahoo this week, a couple sailfish caught. You just never know out there this time of the year what we're gonna get into, but our main target's gonna be trying to get some blackfins.
Sweet, let's do it.
We'll head out here, start off catching our bait, and take off from there. About 25, 26 mile run after that.
Well, it's a pretty day. Looks like it shouldn't be too bad to get out there.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
First things first, we stopped to catch some herring and cigar minnows. I do a lot of artificial inshore fishing, so catching bait's not typically what I do first thing in the morning, but we stopped at the Destin Bridge and took about 30-45 minutes to catch some really nice herring and baits. Fortunately, they were there for us and we could load up pretty quickly.
It's gonna be our first episode that we actually go out this season and do some offshore trolling, so looking forward to it. Pull up to our first area. We're gonna start off this morning trying to troll, bump troll, maybe hold up a little bit, try to catch some blackfin tunas. About 25 miles offshore, Destin, 185 foot of water right here. Depending on where we are on this ledge, it might get deeper. We're gonna bump around, see if we can find these schools of blackfin tunas, maybe some king mackerels, bonitas. It's gonna be a little mixture of fish today.
We had some reports that there were tuna, about 20-25 miles out, and after catching bait, we got out there first thing. It was our first stop, and it was pretty slow for us for about an hour, hour and a half, and we decided to switch things up and try something different.
One of the unique things about Destin, Florida, and my favorite part about it is the wide variety of fish we can catch in our area, whether it's in the bay or in the Gulf. We have such a variety of fish. Our targeted species was pelagics like king mackerels, bonitas, blackfin tunas, possibly a sailfish today. But with it not happening, we had options. We made a few mile run to the east and we were able to get some bottom fishing action, fishing some wrecks and natural bottom. That's what makes Destin, Florida unique, with having so many different options when you're out fishing.
There we go. There you go, get him out, get him out. Woo! It's got some weight to him.
Yeah, no.
Oh!
Come on.
on, don't let them get you.
Good bite right here. He's trying to get me back in the bottom. Got him coming now.
He's still dogging you?
Yeah, but he got him halfway up. Got that mono back on. About 150 feet to go.
Is he still coming up good, or is he dogging you?
I got color right here.
Think it's a grouper?
Either a grouper or a jack.
Big old jack,
big old
I
red
believe.
snapper.
Oh, big snapper. Big.
Dang, Shane. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a big, healthy fish. Is he like 10, 15 pounds maybe?
Yeah, he's pushing 15, a little over 15
A
pounds.
little bit bigger. He's got a little gash on the side of him right there.
He went for the wreck like a grouper, but just like any other reef fish, they all go for that wreck.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely have had a couple grouper-esque bites, but a big red snapper like that, nothing to complain about. Big and healthy. Fortunately, it's out of season for him, but that'd be a great one to take home.
Yeah, we'll vent him out. We'll let him back go swimming.
We'll catch him next year.
One of my favorite parts about filming these episodes and going out fishing for myself versus charters is I like picking a specific targeted species to go after. And it's not just going out fishing and just trying to catch something. There's a lot of prep work, a lot of effort that goes into it because we're going after one specific species. Today it was blackfin tuna. We've been putting a lot of thought into it, watching what was going on. We've been talking to people that have been going out, getting reports all week leading up into the day that we're going to be able to go. Gearing up, getting the right stuff, specifically targeting these tunas on the ledges. We put all our effort into this one species, and that's our goal, is to go out and target that species and put in the time, put in everything we need to try to catch that one species.
All right, we're hooked up.
Head shakes.
Good head shakes, just staying down real good. Feels real heavy. We're hoping that being that far down, we got a blackfin on, but so we got hit about 100 or so foot down on the drop. We've been catching these blackfin in around 150 to 200 foot of water, so we're hoping that being that far down, you know, we got a blackfin on, but there has been some bonita around. We can just keep our fingers crossed and hopefully get it to the boat, see what it is.
You're on the mono at least, so you got about 150 feet left. Yeah, we're trying to catch some blackfins out here today, but like you said, there's a variety of fish. Bonitas, kings, sharks. It's making a good run.
He just got eaten maybe.
Hopefully that's a blackfin tuna, not a shark that just ate it. But sometimes you get these fish, they're not awake yet until they get up and see the boat. About right where you were, about 50, 75 feet from the boat. Hopefully it was just that big fish seeing the boat and trying to get back away. It's acting like the right fish though. You see those head shakes?
Yeah, so I got my lead.
There you go, that's a blackfin.
I can't reel no more.
Point up, point up, point up. There you go. Gotcha.
Woo!
All right.
There we go. Oh,
that's awesome. What we were after.
Blackfin tuna.
Look at that. Pulled right out.
Got him on the gaff, brilliant. Let me set this down. And look at that big, beautiful fish.
It's a fat one.
Yes, sir. This
big old butterball.
All right, guys. So blackfin tuna hooked up about 100, 120 feet down. 20, 25 pound fish. Beautiful.
This time of year, they're real thick. Most of the time you hear people talking blackfins, they're a lot of people call them little footballs. They're anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds, but in Destin, Florida in October, we're real known for catching these good sized 25, 30 pound blackfins on these ledges. That's a good one. That's probably 25, 28 pounds right there. He's thick.
Look at that big, beautiful fish.
Get him on ice. get some more baits out.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was our first circle. We got 4 bites.
Yeah, typically there's a small window for these guys, so the quicker we can get baits back out, the better. Hit them while we can and enjoy it. It's a beautiful fish.
Good fish, man.
Thank you.
It seems every time me and Josh go out fishing, all the pieces come together some way, you know, and I don't know if it's just the luck that Josh always has or the newlywed luck is what we called it on the boat, but it always comes together and works out for us at the end of the day.
Yeah, bite. Oh, I got
bite on, fish on. Yep,
oh,
and we're hooked up. Got some head shakes. He's running pretty hard.
Acting like the right one?
Could be, yeah. The last one ran like this pretty good.
Acting like a better one?
I'm hoping. All right, so what we're looking for when we're black fishing is, you know, the right depth we want to be in. You know, it just depends, but typically anywhere from, you know, 100 to 200 foot. You want to look for those marks on the screen. You also got to realize that tuna are always moving up and down. They're always moving on these ledges. So sometimes when you're fishing for them, if you're chumming or whatever it may be, you know, having a little bit of patience. And it's a blackfin. Got this fish right next to the boat, another big, beautiful blackfin.
Hooked him in the corner of the mouth, just
right
perfect.
in the corner.
Good, freeze pull that.
A little bit smaller than the last one, but still a beautiful fish. They fight real hard, pull real hard, and it's exactly what we're looking for.
Good one.
Blackfin.
He's the chunky one, short and chunky. When we got back, the fish were staying in one specific area, so I figured we'd put the trolling motor out, do a little chumming, and switch up the technique. We went from bump trolling to almost bottom fishing with long leaders, and it didn't take long at all. It was bite after bite.
Getting back to tuna fishing, we immediately started hooking up super quick, and it seemed to me be that I had the hot hand.
We're marking. That's some good marks for real, though.
I like this rod. This rod feels real good.
Yeah, these star rods are, there he is. Fish on, huh?
Yeah.
There you go. Dang.
Oh yeah.
Must be that.
Ooh.
Must be that new marriage luck, newlywed luck.
The newlywed luck. Well, that's good luck, ain't it?
Yeah, that honeymoon luck.
All right, hook back up. We just put a blackfin in the boat. Hopefully this is another tuna, but this feels like an Almaco bite.
Not as many head shakes.
Not quite as many head shakes, but we got some color here.
Oh, back up.
Mutton.
Holy smokes. We got a special fish.
Oh my goodness.
We were just talking
Look at that.
That's the third one ever.
That's absolutely incredible. A mutton snapper.
That's unique for our area. I know some
Wow.
some people,
That is not.
you say mutton
what I
snapper
was-
and people don't make a big deal about it, but in Destin, Florida, this is not something we normally catch.
That is a very rare fish for this area. That is not what I expected to come up.
Not an Almaco.
Well, tuna fish, not an Almaco, but wow, that is very, very special.
Man, what a variety of fish we've caught today. We got snappers, Almaco jacks, tuna, bonita, this mutton snapper. Great day of fishing.
Yeah, that's super awesome. What a variety, what a day.
So make a ride home, go get some dinner.
Sounds good
We
to
got
me.
plenty of fish in the box, fish tacos, some sushi,
We
poke
got.
balls with a tuna.
Let's go get some grub.
Yeah, man. Overall, it was an amazing day. I got to hang out with some of my best friends, Craig and Isaiah. We caught our target species, got a special mutton snapper, and had pretty weather. You can't ask for a better day. end of the day, taking some tuna up to Jacacuda's. They did a phenomenal job. It looked amazing, it tasted amazing, great service. And honestly, just to end the day, eating our catch and having a good time together, couldn't ask for anything better.
The first roll we got is ultimate tuna roll. It's made by tuna inside, cucumber, tagarashi, and green onions. And we finish with the black tobacco, tempura crunchies, ahi tuna sauce, and green onions. This is the second roll. They call over the rainbow. It's made by tuna inside, ebi shrimp, tempura crunchies, cucumber. And we finish on top with avocado, tuna, red tobacco, and the sauce is samurai sauce. And we finish with green onions and micro cilantro greens. The third roll is kamikaze. It's made by cream cheese, tuna, mango, cucumber, and jalapenos. We finish on top with seared tuna, ahi tuna sauce, masago, green onions, tempura crunchies, and rainbow microgreens.
On today's episode, we're targeting blackfin tunas out there on the ledges. Slow trolling, bump trolling. We'll go over the tackle that we used starting from in the morning. We started off catching our bait fish using sabiki rigs. A lot of people come in asking us about cheap bait rods, but to me it's real important having the right rod because it's a lot of pressure on these rod tips especially when we're catching those nice horse herrings.
Yeah, so starting off in the morning, we started with a Star Rod Plasma 2. This is a 10 to 25 pound rod. It does have a little bit more backbone to it. When you start getting those big herring or those big stringers of baits, you really want some backbone through your rod. It's just a 7-foot rod, but to get them up and keep that pressure and not losing those baits, you want something with a nice backbone to get them up. You know, you don't want too flimsy of a rod. If you're using anything lighter, you're really gonna struggle to get those baits to the boat. And like we all know, bait is key to success, especially for tuna fishing, having those lively baits, making sure that they're taken care of properly and get them to the boat in a reasonable amount of time.
On today's episode, we used the Hayabusa rigs. I did make sure that we brought the fluorocarbon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're fishing the full moon, so the bait fishing gets real slow around the full moons. They can feed all night, they can see. So fishing all the way down to bait fishing is real tough. I personally like using Hayabusa. They use a higher quality gold plating, so they stay shinier. They don't rust as easy. And the fluorocarbon, it's a must whenever it's a full moon. I don't even resort to anything less than a fluorocarbon. We did really well. We were catching 5, 6 at a time. We really didn't have to spend too much time catching our bait. And we blasted offshore, go try to work these ledges for tunas, bonitas, almaco jacks. Let's go over those rods. We used the Star Plasma 2 rods again with some Saltigas. You want to go over the real rod combo?
Typically people associate tuna fishing with big heavy gear, very heavy line, but for blackfin tuna, they tend to be on the smaller end of the tuna species. So we have a Saltiga 40 and a Saltiga 50. Spooled up with J-braid splice system J fluoro as well. Just running 60 pound.
Yeah, that's real important too with how good their eyesight is. Streamlining, you don't have any big bulky transitions going from that braid to that mono.
Yeah,
with
especially when we're dropping down 100, 150 feet, you don't want that splice being inside of your reel when you're fishing for them, because that initial takeoff, you know, if it's not spliced properly, it can hit your guides, it can cause too much pressure, and it can pull the hook out of the fish. So we splice it together with an FG knot, something super slim, probably the smallest knot that you can tie to go through your guides, and 60 pound, and it doesn't take a whole lot.
It worked out real well today. We were marking fish consistently around 150, 160 feet. So we put about 50 yards of top shot
Yeah.
on, so it kind of gave
Yeah,
us like a cheating.
it was almost a perfect amount of top shot, so that when we got through our top shot, we knew we were at 150 yards. And if we needed to change it to 160, 180 like that, we don't have to put too much of our braid out, but we know relatively right where we're at. So it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, we did a couple different techniques with trolling. We bump trolled for a little while, which allowed us just to put a straight hook to that 60-pound fluorocarbon where we didn't have anything in the way, and we were using the downrigger while we are kind of searching for them on the ledge. Yeah, once we keyed in on a territory that they were hanging around, bump trolling, we were able to switch over to slip lead. It's real important when we're out there, carry several different size weights. We started off with like 6 ounce. I always try starting out with less, but we eventually had to go up to 16-ounce lead. So it's real important to make sure you have several different sizes when going out offshore. Yeah, another thing that's important is matching up the hook size. We use 2 different sizes. When we were tuna fishing, we used the Mustad 5/0, the 3X Strongs.
Yeah.
I really like these because how small of a hook it is, but the gauge is so thick. You can catch big fish with a small hook. Yeah, and then later in the day when we went and tried to catch some scamps and groupers, Almaco jacks, we bumped it up. We were using a little bit bigger, like the croakers and pinfish, so we bumped it up to 7/0 hooks. So it's real important to base your hooks off the size of your bait. You don't want a giant hook on a small bait or a too small of a hook on a big bait. It can work negative ways either way if you're not sizing up your hooks with the right size hook to the right size bait. Overall, we had a great day of fishing. Fishing was a little slower on this full moon. We had to wait longer for bites, but we were patient. We put our time in. We had the right tackle, the right baits, and it paid off.
Yeah.
Man, it was a great day yesterday. Enjoyed fishing with you. I look forward to another time.
Absolutely, we'll get back out there for sure.